Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Barbagallo Raceway for the running of course, the, as I get it, Trading Post Perth Challenge for 2012. Hi, I'm Rob Janney. Welcome to the circuit for 2012, and welcome to our new edition, the V8 Supercar paddock pit area on our infield. We hope you like it. A big program, 3 days. Of course, yesterday we had mainly practice day. Today it all starts with qualifying and racing. The first event on our program today will be the historic touring cars from Western Australia, and many thanks to the WA Historic Touring Car Club for their organisation in getting so many cars together in a short time for this event to back up the support program here at Barbagallo Raceway. The cars come on to the grid. I'll hand you over to Darren Knight, Miles Lockett, and of course Gary Stevens to call this first of 3 historic touring car races this weekend.
Pole position, folks, no surprise there. Ronnie Moller in that fantastic 67-68 shaped Chevy Camaro, number 77. One of the real front runners in historic touring cars, of course, over here for many, many years. Then a great effort there, Gary, from the little BMW number 102 of
Barry Baltinas.
Barry Baltinas,
yes, yeah, excellent.
Yeah, first run in the car, and obviously the wet weather yesterday probably would have helped that car. Obviously, horsepower wouldn't have come to play when qualifying came out yesterday morning, but we've got the green flag waving at the back of the grid, or halfway down the grid, because they're stretched around the corner into chill man up fast break corner. Wait for the red lights to come on, and they're getting underway.
Keep an eye on the big blue HQ Monaro of Daryl Dragojevic, number 74, way down on the grid, but he'll come through as the race progresses. Great start from Stenton, got away very quick in the Falcon, but it will be Ronnie Moller leading into turn 1 for the first time. Hanson second, Stenton, Baltanis the BMW, Bondi, Will Colton in the bright yellow Falcon having its debut this weekend. Formerly a campaigner of Cortinas and Lotus Escorts over the years. Colton putting a move on Bondi as they go through the S's, now up into 5th place, so great move. You wouldn't think a big fat Falcon and a big fat HQ Monaro could fit side by side through the S's there, boys.
Yeah, very tied up through there as they work their way around V8race.com corner and disappear out of sight through the Barbagallo chase. Still a couple too wide up around the corner, and a bit of David and Glide. We've got a Mini on the inside of it, looked like a Valiant going around V8race.com, disappearing out of sight for lap 1. Going across the first of the timing monitors, and Daryl Hanson, obviously in a different car. He was listed in the program as being in the Trans Am Mustang, but he's actually now in the lead, and here comes Ronnie Moller trying to get down the inside, but no, things better right. Obviously the circuit's still a bit damp out there, guys, at the moment, so they're going to have to really tiptoe, and look at the BMW around the outside of Stenton.
Yes. Well, he's not tiptoeing because he's up now into 3rd place. A great move on Jeff Stenton in the big Falcon, so great drive from Baltanis, the BMW number 102 up into 3rd.
Then we go back to John Bolte, Will Colton. Going down into turn 1 there.
Greg Barr now coming through the field, just got through on the number 28 Tirana of Mark Jewell. So Greg Barr sharing the driving with car owner David Ward this weekend. That's a Silver Fox, I think was the colour, the big XY Falcon. Now on the tail of Cameron Shearer, interstate visitor in the very, I think it's a black, maybe very dark blue Mustang. He's right on the tail of Will Colton as they head up towards Kolb.
And that's another 289 Mustang.
So Hanson, a good move on Moller on the first lap. Let's see if Moller can get back. But Baltanis now up into 2nd, so he's certainly going deep under brakes, not scared of the slippery conditions at the moment. A big lead for Hanson.
Well, look at the horsepower, though. Bang, there goes the Camaro. Straight back around him down supercharged battery straight.
Yeah, 5.7 litre Chevy. Had the wood on the little 2 litre 4-cylinder BMW in 3rd.
And apparently Barry's not too unfamiliar with the BMW brand around this circuit. Apparently used to run street cars here a little while ago in a very weapon fast BMW, so they'll know how to tune this thing. And look at him monstering the back of that car. I've got to say, I'm very impressed with Will Colton in the GTHO. I mean, running from a little Escort into a GTHO is a big move, and he's climbing all over the back of Jeffrey Senna at the moment, followed by car 289.
Shearer and Barr are next in line, so 4 Fords in very close proximity. Baltanis really hard on the tail of Moller in that battle for second place, and that's allowed Daryl Hanson to scoot away a little bit in the lead in the Falcon, the Mustang rather, number 15.
Then it's back to John Bondi in the Monaro. Then we go back to Brian Endhouse in that beautiful Mustang Trans Am 351.
The two Capris of David Moran, the green example, and Shane Farley, the gold number 17 Capri, were having a good dice too as they went through the S's on the run up to Cole.
But look at this lead. Daryl Hanson's open up now. He's got a lead of about 20 car lengths, I think, over Ronnie Moller, who's second in the Camaro. Barry Baltanas in the BMW. Then we go back to Jeff Stenton, Will Colton, Greg Barr, Alan Shearer from Interstate, John Bondi, Mark Jewell.
Brian Bondi behind Jewell, so the second of the Bondi boys.
Yeah, first run for this car too, so a great effort there, car number 98. And then the first of the minis, great effort as usual by Colin Afaro, car number 22.
Sorry, there, Miles, a great battle between Barr and Colton. So Greg Barr on the charge now on the Silver Falcon. He's got past Colton. So Barr now up into 5th place and putting the pressure on Jeff Stenton.
Problems for Jeff Moran in the Capri. He's coming into the pit lane. Yes,
the two Moran boys out there in Capris. David's still out there, the ex-David Bartlett example, the green Capri.
Yeah, we've got two cars also stopped at the top of the hill. Unfortunately, we can't make them out, but it looks like one of them is a looks like a Valiant Charger. I think
Steve Hooton, and I think the other one might be Brian Edhouse in the Mustang Trans Am.
Could be right, yes.
Disappointing for Edhouse, the car owned by Ray Hepburn. Another one of the cars making its debut this weekend. So, obviously, the new car niggles for Edhouse in that glorious 69 model fastback Mustang.
Here comes Bondi down the inside of Jewell, heading down supercharged battery straight. But the XU1, harder under brakes. He's going to try the outside move. Gives him plenty of racing room, though. But here comes the horsepower battle. It's going to be the Monaro. Oh, he gets it all out of shape as he tries to light it up. Down coats higher. And has to settle back into position.
That car originally campaigned by Lee Turner a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. And Brian and John both raced HQs a number of years ago. So they're sticking to the HQs. Just a bit more grunt.
Two less doors.
Yeah.
The two minis are having a great battle too, just going into turn 2 now. Mike Kozieratsky into the white Cooper S, being hotly pursued by Lance Stannard in the Burgundy Cooper S, number 99, a long-time campaigner of the Little Bricks around here at Barbagallo. I caught the end of a conversation between Lance Stannard and John Bondi, and Lance, being a mini driver, said hopefully there's a little bit more rain tomorrow. And John, well, I won't repeat what he said. It was something to go forth and multiply, I think, because the V8 boys definitely do not like a wet track, unlike the front-wheel drive Cooper S's. As Ron Moller posts another lap in the lead.
And checkered flag is out.
Checkered flag, in fact.
Yes, checkered flag is out. So Ronnie Moller takes the win from Daryl Hanson. Great drive, car number 102 by Barry Baltinas in the BMW 2002.
Oh, you moved the flag position on me.
Yes, yeah.
I just picked that up too.
Yeah. No, we
get you at Mbini for a year.
Yeah, that's the new timing point down there for obviously qualifying and Super Pole, which is coming up very shortly.
Stenton just crosses the line in front of Mark Jewell. So Stenton 4th, Jewell 5th. Charger unfortunately didn't finish the race this morning. The sole Hemi-powered machine out there this weekend. There's always Hemi fans every racetrack we go to.
Yeah, Steve's had that for a long time. He hasn't raced it for a few years. He's been in saloon cars in the EAVN, and he's got his Falcon in the EA class up for sale. If anyone's wanting to get into car 69, is he alongside?
Leo Gritter.
Leo Gritter. He's been around for a while. I think in his first ever race, he blew the motor, but he's come back and he's kept at it. Beautifully turned out car.
David Moran in the ex-Dave Bartlett machine, the green Capri with the black bonnet, number 23, alongside Patrick Dick in the ex-Ted Jordan machine, that immaculate 65 Mustang, flaming with those famous Gagan Racing colours are away. Great start from Bennett in the Cooper S. Wilkes smokes the bags in the yellow Falcon.
The Cooper S has just run over the top of Dick in the Mustang. He got a slow start and he just got blown away by the little Cooper S's. And I think Lance Stannard leading that gap from Conan O'Farrow.
So Bennett into the lead. Yep. Jerry Emelhance in the red Cortina second. Then it's Weston the Camaro. Leo Gritter making a good start in the Silver Falcon too.
The hill.
Emelhance making the move on Bennett at Kolb. So the Cortina into the lead. Bennett back to second. Then it's West. Edwards now up into fourth in the BMW.
Oh.
So Gary's definitely got the eyes on at the moment. Up into fourth. And challenging now is Leo Gritter in the Falcon. West, big move in the Camaro.
Yes.
Yep.
Just used the grunt up the hill there. He went from about fourth to first in the big drag up the hill. So Steve West in the Camaro leads from Bennett, Emil Heitz, Daniel Dragojevic in the Monaro coming through now. Number 74 outbreaks the Cooper S into turn one. Well, usually don't say that often, a Monaro outbraking the Cooper S. But that car is hooked up well, and Dragojevic on the charge now. Number 74, the blue HQ Monaro, has West in his sights.
And look at Ronnie Moeller, already up into 9th place as they go up through the S's there into turn 4 there.
West is going to be very hard to catch from here because of our back markers to get through that traffic in the laps allotted. Going to be very difficult indeed. Even as they do get to the front, they've got a huge gap to break down before the finish. But looks like a very entertaining race. Scott West is leading from Dragojevic. Greedo in 3rd place. Then Scott Bennett doing great things in the little Cooper S from Gary Edwards in 5th in car 94. The BMW, then Shane Farley in the V6
Right now, up
Capri.
into 4th, gets a tail out as per usual with a big Chevy V8 under the bonnet.
Here comes Ronnie Moeller.
Dragojevic, his first race meeting for about 2.5 years, so just blowing the cobwebs out, had a pretty difficult qualifying session. Came from 20th to 10th in race 1 this morning. Problems for Jeff Moran in the Capri. Blew a head gasket this morning, and unfortunately he is parking the V6 engine machine, so disappointing for Jeff.
Huge field of cars here this weekend, Darren, over 30.
Yeah, capacity field, in fact. There's a couple of reserves on the list as well, so no shortage of competitors for historic touring cars here in WA, a class that just keeps growing and growing.
As they head down into West Track.
John Bondi slowly coming through the field as well. The big orange HQ Monaro had a great run this morning, finished narrowly in front of his brother. And his brother is just ahead of him now, so the Bondi boys both running HQ Monaros. Just going through the S's at the moment.
Both coming from HQ 6-cylinder racing previously.
Wonder if there's a bit of brotherly square-ups happening when those two guys get together on the track. Remember that time you held my head under the bath? Well, I'm going to get you back now.
Laps ticking away on the 5th lap of 8. The fastest man on the track, Ron Moeller, 68.40. Ron hasn't still got to Dragojevic. Daniel playing hard to get. Oh, nice power slide exiting Manchilla. Fast break corner by Ronnie Moeller. He likes doing that. He's got the momentum. Gets on the brakes. Just can't get to Dragojevic as they get into West Track corner. West still doing a great job in 3rd place from Greedo. Then back to Mark Jewell, who's got past Gary Edwards and has actually pulled away quite substantially.
So Jewell, the number 28 XU1, the first of the non-V8s, back there in 5th.
Daryl Hansen working his way up through the field in car 15. Daryl, of course, led the first race this morning, went out gangbusters, was blowing everybody away. Then all of a sudden he seemed to go into reverse gear. Actually, running on wet weather tyres, unfortunately good for 5 laps in the conditions.
The track really dried out towards the end of race 1.
Yeah. And, when they went out of sight.
So speaking of someone in trouble, Callaghan again has flames coming out under the bonnet underneath the car, the number 24 Cortina. Yep. So an oil line problem again perhaps for Callaghan as Moeller goes into the lead at Manchilla corner. Gets the Camaro sideways. Dragojevic not giving up. The two Chevy-powered machines neck and neck down into turn 1. Dragojevic has the inside line.
So he got it back.
So great racing at the front of the historic touring cars. Moeller just got the car very sideways on the exit at the last corner there. And up corner. So the big yellow Falcon, unfortunately, is axle deep in the sand as Stenton retires the XY. So not good for the big Fords at the moment.
Yeah, Jeff Moran and Steve Hurden still moving in position.
Barry Baltina's done a great job with the little BMW this weekend in the BMW colours.
Great start by Ron Moeller. So head on down into turn
Baltinas in the BMW.
Gets away. What's happened to Hansen?
Hansen very slow off the line. He's not getting going either. So I think Daryl Hanson might have some issues because
becoming
Mark Jules right on the inside of him. He's taking a while to get going.
Dragojevic going there as well.
So Moller leads Baltanis in the BMW, Jeffrey Stenton in the Falcon. Then it's John Bondi in the orange Monaro, Mark Jules, the Tirana, Dragojevic, Shearer. Yeah, problems for Hanson, and also Brian Bondi stuck behind Hanson. Just wondering if Brian's got some problems. No, he's just might be stuck behind Hanson.
Just couldn't get around Daryl Hanson as they went up through 4 and 5.
Yeah, 3 wide. Murray Patterson wasn't mucking around the Cortina. Thought not often I get to pass 2 big thundering V8s and a Mark II Cortina.
As we watch him disappear down into turn 6 there, Cole corner.
Yeah, we don't have vision of Kolb at the moment, unfortunately, so we'll have to wait for him to pop over the hill.
He's streamed away now because Baltinas was behind him as they went up the hill. Not anymore. He's a long way behind.
Dragojevic up the inside of Jeff Stenton into Chill Man Up corner. So the big blue Monaro, number 74 up into 3rd. Stenton back to 4th. Then it's Mark Jewell coming under attack from the big orange Monaro of John Bondi. And Conno Onofaro in the first of the Cooper S is doing a great job right inside the top 10.
So is Jeff Stenton in the Falcon. He's circulating very well at this early stage. In car 65, Mark Jewell, then John Bondi. Con Onofaro in the Little Mini doing a great job in car 22 ahead of Daryl Hanson as they work their way up through the S's, up to the left and right, up through the rise past the Chill Man Up sign, and then that long left-hander to the top of the hill is Mark Jewell, tags onto the tail of Stenton at the top of the hill.
Rain's starting to fall heavier now.
The mini drivers will be liking this.
Oh, they'll be loving it.
Daniel Corrigan having a strong run too in the black XU1, rounding up quite a few cars there as they went through the S's. That's the ex-Gary Kerwin XU1 from New South Wales. So good to see another car now residing in the West and competing in the historic touring cars.
Historic touring cars very, very strong in WA now. And look at this, Barry Baltanis is not letting Ron Moller get away from him.
He's come back a little bit. I think the slippery conditions are making it a little bit difficult for Ron to get the power down. And Barry is really flying in the BMW. Big gap back to Dragojevic in car 74.
Then the traditional Falcon versus Tirana battle of the early 70s.
Yes.
Stenton in the red Falcon 65. Mark Jewell in the red Tirana number 28. Trying to nip up the inside at Cat Corner. And Mark Jewell now goes up into 4th. So Stenton back into 5th with the big orange Monaro of John Bondi right on Stenton's tail.
So plenty of little battles down through the field. Some of the bigger cars finding it a little bit tough to handle in the wet conditions. Because a lot of these drivers haven't raced in very much wet weather. We don't have a lot of wet racing over here.
I've noticed that. I've been coming over here several years, and the first time we've had wet.
Yeah, so they don't get much experience. Even during the middle of June, we can have a beautiful winter's day. So it's a bit tough. Patrick Dick and the beautiful Mustang rounding up
Murray Patterson.
Murray Patterson has gone grass cutting.
Yeah.
So kiss of death, obviously there from myself on the first lap there. Gave him a mention, and it looks like the Cortina might be coming to a stop.
He's pulled right off and out of the way.
Yes, yellow flag's out.
Look at, beautiful slide by Moller as he comes out of turn 7. Chill Man Up fast break corner, as we call it. Baltinas still in his rear vision mirror.
And we've lost the Monaro of Daniel
Dragojevic.
Yeah. Mark Jewell's up in the 3rd now.
Much amusement in the paddock. But has gathered it all up as Ron Moller continues to lead from Barry Baltanis in the BMW.
Oh, problems for Gary Edwards up in turn 4
he stopped through the left-hander. He's picked it up, but he's lost a lot of positions.
It's quite unusual to see such a gap between 2nd and 3rd at the moment. So Moller and Baltanis are just loving the conditions.
Yeah.
Just streaked away from the rest of the field, which is highly unusual in historic touring cars. They're usually very close.
Actually, Baltinas' transponder probably not working because he's not showing up on the leaderboard at the moment. Mark Jewell's being shown, but physically he's right there and he's closed that gap right up to within a car length.
Moran has an issue on the front straight. And has just kissed the outside wall.
As car 33 is
33.
Patrick Dick in the ex-Ted Jordan Mustang unfortunately has looped it as well. Is right in the middle of the front straight as Steve West brings the Camaro in. Is there any damage to the front of the Mustang?
Can't see it from this angle. No.
He's
So
just stuck right across the track, obviously stalled and can't fire it up again. Safety car going out.
the first safety car for historic touring cars this weekend. So the guys have been
He's
very
got
well
it now.
Just look at the history.
So a little bit, I don't know what they're going to do. They're still going to run the safety car because they have committed the car to the circuit.
It's always the way. I guess you've got to make the call, don't you? Because
Yeah, and just in case. Can't afford not to look at the safety issues.
well, it'll be a very quick safety car, I think, because the stricken Patrick Dick Mustang has now gone into the pits. And unfortunately does have some damage to the quarter panels, the front and rear quarter panels. So disappointing for Pat in his first run in the car this
Finish
weekend.
under the safety car.
We'll keep an eye out for the flag this time too. Moved it on me, thank you very much.
So unfortunately, this field, which is strung out right around the track, there's the safety car.
Yes, and won't be long because Mola and Baltinas are just going through Kolb at the moment, so won't be long before the safety car picks them up.
Great turnout of historic touring cars this weekend, over 30.
Well, this is a little bit of a difficult one because they've picked up Mark.
Jeff Moran in the Capri and Ian Wilkes in the Yellow Falcon, and they are not first and second. That is Mola and Baltinas. So wonder if they'll wave the guys through. Yes,
Yeah,
they will.
have to wave them through.
And pick up the race leader, which will be the number 77 Camaro of Ron Mola.
Now they got it right. Nope.
No.
What are they doing? They've actually,
Have waved Mola through. I don't know why.
well,
Well, this is the last lap anyway, unfortunately.
so unfortunately a bit of a debacle for the final race, which is a bit sad to see, guys.
Yeah.
Greg Barr trying to keep some heat into the tyres, but it's probably not worth it, Greg. You might as well just drive it to the finish.
Maybe the guy on this Skyline can absolutely boot it and get in front of Ronnie Mola and then turn the lights off. So still under yellow conditions. The lights are on.
Yeah.
Now the lights are off.
Oh.
So lights are off in the safe. No, they're back on again.
They I have to say it, they're a bit lost out there, which is a bit sad because this was a fantastic race. Just unfortunately we had that incident. And I'd say we're going to finish under the safety car because they haven't really grouped the field up together. Everyone's just cruising around. The safety car let Ron Mola go through, and it just got confusing after that.
Yeah, I suppose Ron wanted to follow instructions because you get a big smack on the wrist if you don't follow race instructions. So just doing as he was told, I presume. So yes, as we mentioned, probably finishing under safety car conditions because we are on the 9th lap and it is a 10-lap race.
Yep,
and
checkered flag coming out.
So Ron Mola will win from Barry Baltinas in the BMW. Put your hands together, folks. Great entertainment from the historic touring cars. A capacity field this weekend for the Trading Post round of the V8 supercars. And the guys were certainly tripping over themselves to enter in this meeting. And a great effort from all the WA historic touring car guys. Put on a fantastic show.